When you see this form and you hear those words, it is that the sound is coming through the opening, and the wisdom is coming out of this. And there is no one that is wise. There is wisdom, and it enters in this particular form, and through this form it can manifest itself. The wisdom that you are manifests through this body form, and the body is needed because the body has the attention to go into the forms that it sees around and to work with it and to get something out of it. So the wisdom that is formless entering this body is losing its wisdom in this form, because there are energy, there is feelings, there is experiences, but it's only vision, it's only mind, and the wisdom has diminished in this mind, and this mind thinks itself is existing by itself, independent, and there you go in the wrong direction, because you go further away from this formless wisdom that is not visible. When you speak, when I speak, there is no I speaking, it's the wisdom. The wisdom is using this instrument, like the book on the table. When you read the book, you don't read the paper of the book. The book is a tool to give what is written in it, to make it understandable. And no one is attached to the paper of the book or the ink on the paper, on the pages. But how come this free energy that we are is entering this body, that we get attached to this body? And there it starts the pain, because you see the body is growing older and is weaker, and it will drop. And where's the wisdom going? Back to the source. And it tries again on another body. The wisdom never gives up, because it is fullness. And it wants to experience that fullness. So it uses body forms. It's in animals, but in animals it is very selfish to survive. And in people also it is very selfish to survive and to me, I am important, but it hurts more and more to separate yourself. When you separate yourself from the totality, you circumscribe and you are imprisoned in that circle. So that will hurt, and then you will try to get out, and the wisdom will grow that you are much more than this form, because you have had so many forms. They all died, went down, broke away, and every time again and again there is this wisdom of the knowing, this formlessness entering another body. So this morning again there was this totality, the freedom entering this body, and then I have to. But you can learn from it that it is not the reality, that it is just dream. And when you know that, well, the dream goes on, but it doesn't touch anymore. Whether you are asleep or awake, there is this great free feeling, and that's what you really are. Well, what more can there be said? It has to be experienced, but before it is experienced, it has to be known. It has to be understood. So there is a way to get out, if not by willing, and the pain of being imprisoned will help to get out. And that's a tough way, but it's inevitable that we are going on until it hurts. And then there is this wisdom, this field of energy, what we are, that is coming for help. It makes it possible to see the reality. And that's the greatest bliss, Tom. The bliss of your existence. That you are not this person. And you're not even the I amness in this person. But you are the formless absolute. Absolute without anything to it. And you find that out. The I amness in you will find it out by going in this I am this and I am that and I'm the person and I'm not that and I'm that story will take hundreds of lives and so much pain and struggle. And then finally it's coming to an end, and then this world where you are in, this person where you are in, is not, it is maybe in your mind, but your mind is not anymore in this form. You are formless while you move around. You see this body move around, and the body it starts to enjoy because there's nothing kept anymore. There's nothing that says it's forbidden to do this or it's not good to do that, because you can do whatever you want because you know you are not that person. So it's now, from now on, it is joy. And not by things, but by being. The joy of being the self. I wish you the luck of all the worlds and of the no world. Absolute. Bliss is boring for the mind because it cannot know it. And the mind is boring for bliss. But the bliss doesn't even know it. So the mind does not know bliss, and bliss does not know the mind. And when you feel that bliss, it is ridiculous to listen to the mind, because mind is desperately grasping and asking attention. But when you are in bliss, it is a closed door. Bliss is always open for everything, but it closes the door for the mind. That's the greatest happiness, bliss. So goodness only knows goodness. It knows no mind. Mind is separated, and it thinks that joy of getting things is goodness, but it is so mistaken. If you feel your bliss, there's nothing else. Nothing else exists in bliss than bliss itself, and it can take the form of a flower, it can take the form of the world even, but it is not that form. It is bliss itself, it doesn't need form. And all that is not bliss cannot enter it, and the mind is not blissful, so it will never know bliss. And bliss will never know the mind. Bliss will not know the person. The first thing is not a thing. The first energy, experience, that consciousness, the first of that, which had form that was not visible, but it was energy or knowing. The first what appeared out of nothing. There's this no thingness. It is very much life, but it's no form, it's no color, it has nothing, no depth, no content. That's our reality, and to discover that it is not even colored, it's not white, it's not black, it is no thing, but it is very aware of nothing. And then the first that appeared, that seemed to appear out of this, was the I amness. It just appeared. There was no thing, and then appeared. Can you see it? Can you imagine emptiness, blackness, and then there's an opening in it, and it says poof, and there's I am. And I am is not known because there's no other I am. So it has no nothing. Like the nothingness where it came from, it still is nothing, but there is some feeling of beingness, and that beingness starts to scatter itself, like the cosmos is black with all stars in it, all light points. But before the light points were visible in the cosmos, and beyond that, prior to that, there was the black cosmos. It's not to be seen, to be known, but that's where everything came from. The stars and the planets and the life on Earth and the beings. That's like it is in reality as we see it. But the formlessness that opened itself to say I am, split itself, and it became many I ams. And all those I ams thought they were important, and they separated from the others, and then there was this form, and it took so many, they thought I am. This took so much strength that it started to get a feeling. It started to get a consciousness. Oh, I have this. I feel it. Yeah, this is me, and that's I cannot feel you. So I am not you. But it's just the imagination of that black, colorless, formless nothingness. It is no thing, but it is very much what you are. So how come you lose yourself in this world ever and ever again? In fact, it is not even always and ever, because it's just one split second. This unknowing, absolute nothingness. One blink of an eye and it had seen it all. And we think it takes years and lifetimes and to get, and more we are in the thoughts, in the mind, and the mind has the capacity to continue ages to imagine itself as important. And then all the forms that grew around this I amness, I am this beingness, all that forms think they live in the mind. So actually the mind is one great energy field with all forms in it, and all the forms think they are that form. But it's not true. It's not true. when you know you are existing, but this existence is invisible in you, then the form around you, well, it's for joy, because you know you are not that. You can enjoy a movie because you know you are not that movie. You don't give value to that movie once it is seen, it is out, gone. And when you have read a book, you can have joy of the book, but you don't appreciate the book, and because it's just a tool, it's an object, and this body is also an object. And we always talk about the body and what it's thinking, but go beyond prior. You are not this form. We are, I am, this I amness. And this I amness will be sucked out of its existence and disappear. What seemed to appear will disappear, although it's not possible, because what seems is not real, but that's the imagination of this mind, power of the mind. When you feel this, when you look at the television, which is not on, you see a black screen. Well, you could imagine out of that, when you put it on there, all of a sudden there is an image. And the image starts to think, hey, I am here, I am this. Well, that's what the story tells. But don't believe this form. You don't believe the form on the television. You don't even believe the screen. You don't know nothing about it. You are taken away in the story. And see that black screen of the television as the cosmos prior to the stars and the things that came out, the total universe. It came out of this blackness. Maybe it's not black, maybe it's not, it's white, or we don't know, because the mind cannot see it, and what the mind cannot see, it is black. When you fall asleep, you can have dream, there's still forms, but then you go back to the prior to the forms, and there it is black, because the mind cannot see anything there. But that is your reality. If you could not sleep, you would die very, very soon, because you need to get the energy to go on, to be able to live. Without sleep, you would not be able to go on long. So we need this non-formed isness. We need it because we are it. Cannot see it, cannot taste it, cannot feel it, but be. We are it. We can experience it when we don't go in the form anymore as reality. I think it's real. It's not real. It never existed anyway. It was just this emptiness. At one blink of an eye, I've seen it all. Boom, gone. But we make time. We make time, and we always think, oh, later I will do it. I will see later, not now. I have to go in there and do this. And then you make another body, another life, because bodies cannot stand more longer than maybe 80 or 90 years, 100 maybe, but so do it now. Be alert, be aware what you are, and all the rest is play. It's fun. And why do we crawl every morning in this thing? This is a thing where we enter in the morning, but we cannot help it. It's good, because when you enter in it, you know that you are not that. What is this form? It's an object. this world gets further and further away from me. Everything on it is another world, it's not me. I enter in this thing and it's going on, but I am not in it. But why do we crawl into this thing every morning? Well, you cannot help it when you don't realize that you do it. So first you have to be aware that you are free, and then all of a sudden in the morning you wake up, your mind wakes up and you are in it again. So you crawl in this body, in this form, to discover that you are crawling in it, that you are actually free, that you are not in this body, that you are the freedom around it and the wisdom. And when you crawl in it, you will feel not, you feel imprisoned at the moment, and then you have to be aware that you do it, and then it will, the world will not be so close anymore. When you realize what you are, awareness, then you are still in this body, in this world. But you know what? Your mind is not in the world anymore, although the world is in your mind, in your vision. You see it, but it doesn't mean a thing anymore. It doesn't mean a single thing. It is just dancing atoms or so, or passing images, colors, nothing to say. Because you are not that, what you see. How could it be that you see a book on the table? You are not that book, and you are not this world that you see. You are the one seeing, eternal, blissful. Every thought that comes up in the mind is past. It's from the past. Even thoughts about the future. Because you yourself live in the past. You only live that what you know, and what you know has already been past. When you don't know, that's the reality of your being. That what you don't know is what you are. All the rest that you know is not a reality. It's mind. It's what you think. It's what you want or don't want, an opinion. It is all fear. It being afraid of no mind. No mind is the bliss of the presence. That's what you are. Every thought of you, it's past. Because you live in your own past. You think you are somebody, but what you know of yourself is all past. It's gone. Even the years to come, it's past. Because you live in your mind, and your mind is opinion. And opinion is based on what you know. And what you know is only that what is known in your mind. And the mind is always in the past. Because what you really are, beyond the mind, it's unknown. It is your reality, your freedom. And the mind is afraid. And you live in your mind, in the past, in your thoughts, in your opinion. But when you realize that, there's only this now, this presence, and that's your blissful emptiness. You live in the past because everything you know about yourself is already known. It is what you think. And what you think is always gone. Thinking is not in the present moment. You live in your mind, and the mind is always old. It's not what you are. Even the things yet to come are in the past, because it's always about the same incarnation where you are in, where you think you are in. You are in this incarnation, and this incarnation is only mind. It is thoughts, it is opinion. What you really are is that freedom beyond and prior to it, and it is unknown, but that's your reality, that's the bliss. You live in the past, you know, because everything you know about yourself is already known. In the past, it's not new, and the past is always old, so what you know is always gone. And you live in that forgotten place. You think it's real, but it is not there anymore. What you know is opinion, and opinion is about things that you have an idea about, a concept, and it's always past. What you really are is not known. Even the things to come, it's always in the past, because it is the same circle of your own incarnation, this body form you think you are. It is your mind, and mind is always gone. What you are is free, it's not known, that's the bliss. If you want to know what you are, then feel the words, let the words penetrate through your mind into your being. The words, I am. Feel the vibration of the words, the meaning of the words, the being of the words. I am. Stop. Only I am. Stop. That's now your immortality. The I am has nothing in it. I am is the space in the heart, and the space is I am. In India they say Rudayam. Rud is the space, and Ayam means I am. I am space. When you live in your mind and the thoughts fill you up, they live here. Oh, this I have to do. Oh, I'm afraid that will not work. Maybe I should do blah, blah, blah. It is full of the ink of words, and it presses you down. This should be empty and light. So let it descend. Let it evaporate in the space of your heart. There is your eternal bliss.